What's up, dudes? Chooch back with another one. Today I'm getting into a full ride and review of the veteran Lynx electric unicycle. Now this wheel right here has blown my mind when it comes to the performance, when it comes to the speed, when it comes to the range I'm able to get out of this thing while still riding at such a high speed. The suspension works perfectly. The weight on this machine is incredibly low for such. You're getting 2,700 watt hours and a extremely fast wheel, guys. A 20-inch wheel, and it comes in at only 88 pounds. And the suspension is just when you get this suspension on those like washboard, like those washboard dirt roads, any crazy bumps, man, and you get this rebound dialed in perfectly, you don't even notice it, man. This is the top-notch suspension when it comes to electric unicycles, and it's all in a package now where you got this thing is 151.2 volts, guys, and the way you're able to accelerate, and the way you're able to brake, and the way you're able to just ride this thing is just exactly what I've always been wanting when it comes to an EUC. You see this right here. I'm on leaving out of Boulder, Colorado, coming up Boulder Canyon right now. I'm in the main road because I'm able to maintain such a high speed, and it's safer for me to ride this particular electric unicycle, on the road rather than in the bike lane or anything like that. I'm able to ride this faster than traffic can go on this road. And this wheel right here, I mean, it definitely shines, guys, in those upper range of speed. I like riding at about 45 to 47 miles an hour. That's where I like riding for most of my stuff. Now, if I'm pushing it, on the V13 or anything like that, yeah, I can get over 50 or whatever for a stretch or two. But my particular speeds I like riding at, guys, is exactly where this thing shines, and that is like 45, 47, but also like that top end, like 40 to 47 as an overall, is just where this thing, you can ride it with no problem. And what I've noticed is it doesn't drain battery bad. It really does not drain battery like many other electric unicycles.
This is where I ran out of battery on the extreme, basically. So remember this point there? I did that exact same ride on the extreme, and I was like pretty much out of battery, dude. And I still got full bars on this thing. This thing feels real smooth. The power delivery is there. The responsiveness, it just feels really elegant. We got a gap.
All right, so you saw right there what I was talking about. This ride was the same ride I wanted to do on the BGoat Extreme whenever I did that ride and review a few videos back. If you want to go back and watch that, go for it. But that was the video where I started over in East Boulder, and I rode all the way across Boulder up to that same exact point. Now, I did the same exact ride on this wheel. I didn't put in that whole footage of me riding across, downtown Boulder and everything, just because I didn't want it to be the exact same video y'all saw of the BGoat Extreme review. But I literally rode all the way across Boulder up to that exact point where I just mentioned, this is where the BGoat Extreme was like low on battery, and I had to turn around. And I'm telling you guys, exact ride, and I was riding this thing way harder, pushing it harder. I was in the main road instead of on the dirt path coming up there, just full sending it on the main road instead of riding the little dirt path like I did on the extreme. And then I got to that point where I just said that, and y'all saw that, dude. The wheel was literally still at full battery, at full bars of battery. It probably had lost some and is getting close to losing like 1 bar of battery at that point. But that just shows, man, this thing really, you can ride it at such a high speed and you still get crazy good range. And that is one thing you have to be able to do on these high voltage EUCs. And now this wheel really works for that. I'm telling you guys, like, I like the street tire for it because I'm able to ride it on the road at screaming speeds and still get really good range. Now, one thing that the BGoat Extreme didn't have going for it is, it has a knobby tire on it, and that knobby tire does affect your range. It really does. But this wheel, I do like this. This is the tubeless, like street, like hybrid tire, but it's mainly a street tire on this wheel, and it is tubeless, guys. And I'm running 36.6 PSI exactly in this wheel. And I don't have any tire slime or anything in it. I just wanted to see how it rides, and Jason mentioned if the sealant was holding up, if the tube sealant was holding up, like for hard acceleration, like if there would be any slipping or anything like that. and there isn't any. I've noticed, like, I've done extremely hard accelerations, extremely hard stopping, running 36.6 psi. You'll see that right here. It looks like my tire is inflated perfectly for handling the terrain I'm on right here, and that was the sweet spot. I'm about 145 pounds, and like I said, like 36.6 psi. You know, play with that range right there, but that is the range I like for road riding. I had it a little bit too low at first, you know, and the thing is, if you go too high on this, man, you just can't get enough grip in your corners. So you have to be able to grip in these corners, especially, y'all see this? So all of this, like the brown like stuff that y'all are seeing in the roads, that's all a treatment they put on the road. That's like a mixture of like salt and sand or whatever stuff they put on the road, and you hit that stuff, it's like hitting ice or anything else. So literally every corner I'm going to, if it doesn't have ice, it has, you know, it has the treatment that can take you out as well.
I have 18 miles on it so far, only 18 miles. I really, before I started this ride, I'd only done 10 miles on it to get kind of warmed up and used to it, and I'm liking it. I really am liking it so far. First 18 miles, man. This is top-notch machine. I like the 20-inch wheel. I like everything about it. It's riding great.
So what I really can notice about this wheel is just that, you know, 150, it being a 151 volt wheel, guys. You can just tell on your accelerations the way this thing just rides. I mean, it is crazy, guys. It feels so much more powerful. It really does. You feel the power there, and this is coming all uphill, guys. I'm not riding on anything flat right now. I'm going up in elevation, probably about, you know, probably 2,000 feet of elevation being gained right here. So this is just in this ride. So this is no flat ground stuff at all. And I'm riding this wheel at a consistent 40 to 47 miles an hour throughout a lot of this right here. I really never dipped below 40. I never really got above 50 in a lot of this, to be honest with you. I probably did in some spots. You know, I'm not one of those people that monitors my speed. I don't connect it to the app. I don't do any of that. I just get on the thing and ride it. I really don't. I don't mess with any of the apps. I don't mess with any of that. I just turn the wheel on, turn my camera on, and I go ride the damn thing. And I don't fool with any of that other nonsense. I don't know why people make such a big deal out of, oh, gotta connect it to wheel log, gotta connect it to the EUC app, gotta connect it to whatever it is to figure out whatever. You know, I just like riding the damn thing. I don't understand why. And a lot of people are probably like me, they just want to ride the thing. And so you got a whole bunch of people on Facebook groups and everything, well, let's see the wheel data. It's like, okay, I'm just tell you how it is. This thing's fast as shit. It's so much fun. Like, I love the range you get. I love, it feels like there's a huge safety net on this wheel when it comes to the power. Like, I feel like I could really lean into this thing even on an uphill stretch like this and ride it at 50, you know, probably 54, 55 plus very safely, even on an uphill like this, even with like half battery. I've yet to test the extreme top speed of this yet, because there's one thing that I just want to get used to, guys. And one thing I'll tell you here is the fact that this thing is just so lightweight. You know, the fact that the whole overall motor is so lightweight and everything like that, guys. Like, going top speed on this thing, it just feels like you are absolutely flying compared to the V13, man. The V13, you can be going 53, 54 miles an hour. It doesn't even feel like it.
Keep catching the mail truck, dude. I don't think the mail truck's delivering, bro, and I keep catching them that fast. They're not even stopping anywhere. And this thing, I keep giving them like a minute and a half gap and just keep catching them. This thing is fast, bro. The response, it feels, you can feel it in a wheel too. You can feel like the integrity behind it and how, like the safety window. You can feel it as a rider after you've been riding these things for a while, and it just feels like it has plenty of power, man. But I feel confident going faster. I just want to get a little bit more used to it, and because the speed wobbles will come on, and I don't want to be not used to the wheel when I get speed wobbles. So that's why I'm taking a little bit of time to get used to it before I take it to full speed, because I want to get used to being able to negate my speed wobbles. And I suggest you do that as well.
Alright, so basically what I'm saying there is whenever you get any new electric unicycle, guys, you want to get used to it before you go full speed on it. And I know, like, and that's one of the things for a lot of people out there that are, especially, you know, content creators that may get a new wheel. You want to test it out immediately and, you know, get that top speed, go try it out and take it up to that top speed. But I'm telling you, whenever I first got that V13, I did that, guys. I took that V13 out and I went up and just tried to go top speed on it immediately before I was really used to the weight of it. I was used to how it reacted, used to the way it turned, all that type of stuff. And man, I got speed wobbles like crazy. I got some of the worst speed wobbles of my life, dude, and I almost went into the guardrail on the side of the road. And that just kind of opened my eyes to really taking some time with all these wheels to get used to them. That doesn't mean you got to ride them slow. That doesn't mean you got to, you know, sit there and take forever to really take it to a decent speed. But I'm telling you guys, there's a huge difference in 50 miles an hour on an electric unicycle and 55 miles per hour on an electric unicycle. There's a huge difference in 45 to 50, you know, even if you're a person trying to work up just that 50 mark. But this wheel is definitely capable of probably going near 60 miles an hour. And I can feel it. 100% I can feel it. I haven't taken it up that fast yet. I do want to get used to it. And I give this wheel my respect because it is such a fast machine. And I know if I were to take it out the first day without, you know, really understanding how this thing works and how, well, I understand how it works, but how this specific wheel feels, how it feels at high speeds, how to negate those wobbles, how I need to turn, how I need to have my body centered, all that type of stuff comes just from, you know, putting miles on it. And literally, you just got to put miles on it. And so that's one thing I'm going to be working up to, is just because this wheel is such a high speed wheel. I can ride, you know, at my normal speeds, you know, this isn't even this is higher than my normal speeds actually, just for like doing canyon riding and stuff like that, just because it feels so good. It really feels like an incredible wheel. I love the size of it, guys. Being a 20-inch wheel as opposed to 22-inch wheel like the V13, it's way easier to throw around and carve, way easier to carve, more fun to carve, I'll say that.
Dude, man. Oh, Lord. Let's go to Gold Hill. Let's go up here. If y'all are ever coming out of Boulder, dude, y'all can take that route and then come all the way up here to, there's like an old general store up here, man. They got everything. They're usually open, too. Let's go up here and check this out. I want a coffee, man. I didn't have no coffee. I fell asleep getting over here.
But it really feels right. It's the right size when it comes to an electric unicycle. The V13 was just it is pushing it when it comes to the size of an EUC. This one is maintaining the 20-inch size, and it still has everything you want that like the V13 has. And I think that's the best way to explain the veteran Lynx. Is it literally is like I've pretty much said the InMotion V13 was like my favorite electric unicycle out. And it still is, you know, one of my top favorite wheels, guys. But I want to explain to you, like, this is everything you would want. It basically is a V13 that is much lighter weight. The V13 is about 115 pounds. This one is 88 pounds. Now, that is a huge difference when it comes to the weight of an electric unicycle, guys. That's the difference of being able to easily pick this thing up, put it in your car, put it in your truck, you know, even just pick this thing up and trolley around, whatever it may be. This wheel is much more convenient, you know, taking it in and out of, you know, if you got to go to campus, if you got to go to work or anything like that, this wheel is just much more of a compact size. It really is just that little bit less than the V13. The V13 is just a big, massive machine. But you're getting a top-notch electric unicycle with the veteran Lynx right here that rides just as fast as the V13, guys, but it literally is a performance machine. So it's lightweight, and you can race with this thing 100%. And one thing I will say, guys, I am really liking this tire on this thing. I mean, it really is. It makes me be able to ride faster on the road than the knobby tires. There's just no question about it. I mean, there really is just no question. So if you're a street rider, and I mean, you see this, I'm riding off-road on it too. It is a little slick in some spots, guys, especially on ice and water, and when you hit mud especially.
Dirt roads like this, and this dirt road is cold and a little bit icy, and I still got a confidence in there to kind of get on it. I can feel it slip a little bit sometimes, but it's all right.
Yeah, I really do like the tread on this tire, and that's what I was saying here. And I have been testing it, you know, testing how hard I can accelerate in every single type of circumstance. The only place this tire is absolutely bad, guys, is if you're hitting really wet, slick mud. And I had to do that the other day on my commute, and it was just, dude. I hit some slick mud and about went down in all my nice clothes and everything, man. Like, cause I'm usually confident with like riding across a puddle or something like that on an EUC, even if I'm in my nice clothes or something like that. But I rode across like a slick, nasty puddle with this tire, guys, and it literally just went completely sideways. But that's the only place that I've seen where I don't like this, you know, this tire, of course, is just thick, wet mud. Everything else is fine, like dirt roads. You know, it shines on the street. It's good on trails. One thing you got to do, guys, if you're running slicks on trails, is just get your center of gravity lower in your corners. And you would be surprised at how you can make a slick tire get traction on an electric unicycle. All you have to do is just get a little bit lower in your corners, and with it being one point of contact, you can make that point of contact grip. You know, if you demand it to grip and you put your weight low, you can make it do some crazy things. I've trail rode my old M Super X 100 volt on a completely slick tire. The tire was worn out, and I took it up to the Pacific Northwest and just absolutely rode trails, and they were covered in pine straw. And every corner, you know, if I didn't get low, it would definitely slip out. But if you just get a little bit lower than you normally do, you can make it work. But I mean, I honestly love it, guys. Having all my wheels with knobby tires, etc. This one, I can just ride it fast.
This is the best EUC I've ever.
All right, so you see, that's what I said right there, and this was into my first real ride of this thing, guys. You're seeing this. I had 10 miles on this EUC before this ride right here. This was my first ride I filmed. I filmed a little bit more since then, but this is the first ride I filmed, guys. And this, I mean, you saw it right there. I literally said, this is the best EUC I've ever rode. That was kind of the little windy segment. And then I just said, what I said second to that was, I just love the suspension. And you see right here, man, this specific road, and now the camera cut off on me, but what I was saying is that boulder, you see all the way down there where the flat plains are, that's how much elevation I've gained, guys. I came all the way from Boulder down there. That's where you see all the flat land all the way up to the mountains that fast. So I gained, not only went that fast in distance, that was all elevation being gained that quick on this thing.
I don't even feel it on this.
And what I'm saying right there is, I said those bumps are serious, and I don't even feel them on this, guys. And I'm telling you, you bring any electric unicycle without suspension, I even rode the V11 up here before. I've rode the V13 on this same exact road, guys. I'm telling you what, this suspension on this wheel, guys, the rebound and the way that these oil-filled shocks work for your rebound is the most incredible thing. I've never had an electric unicycle that actually had the rebound that worked right, I don't think, because this was crazy, dude. It was like, you look at this. Those are washboard bumps. You know how, like, you've been on a dirt road. Those are, big washboard bumps, guys. And you come into that on any other electric unicycle, and it is going to knock you off of that thing. It literally, those are some violent bumps. And this thing just, like, it glides over it like nothing, guys. And I haven't really touched my suspension. This is literally how it came out the box. So I can only imagine if I got it set up perfectly right and got it all dialed in exactly how I wanted it, man, it would be insane. Like, but the suspension on this is made for just, this suspension is great for just riding, your everyday riding stuff, which is, going to be 99% of what you're going to be doing. Now, I do think if you're going to be doing jumps and stuff on this electric unicycle, you're going to want to play with it a little bit. You're going to want to get that suspension dialed in for jumping, and you probably want to do that. If you're going to be doing big jumps and all that, you probably want to take the time to dial it over and change it. But man, for your average typical riding, just to make the EUC riding experience smooth, this is the suspension you want, hands down, 100%. I'm not kidding you guys. Like, I'm rolling right here, dude, on a bumpy dirt road at like 45, 47, up to 50 sometimes right here, dude. Just absolutely on it. And it feels safe. It feels good. I mean, there's slick spots, a little bit of snow, a little bit of wetness right here, you know, and this is just crazy how this thing feels, man. It feels so good riding this wheel. It really does. It feels like it's part of you, man. It's like I don't have to fight it at all. Like with the V13, it was a little bit heavy to where I kind of had to fight it, you know, a little bit, you know, whenever I wanted to do my corners and stuff. But it's such a great machine and, you know, so fast on that, I, you know, dealt with it. But this is everything that the V13 does in performance while being such a small, slim, lightweight profile. You can just whip it around like nothing. I mean, this thing is awesome. I absolutely love this wheel. Y'all see, I did end up running the original Clark pad. These are the original Clark pads on here, and I took those little toe things off. But this setup works great, and the Velcro I use, it went perfectly on the sides of these things. You just got to heat it up a little bit.
All the way up here, I only use 2 bars of battery. That's pretty wild. I got up here so quick. If you want to look at that distance, that's from Boulder, Colorado, pretty much all the way far east of Boulder, Colorado, and going all the way up 4 Mile Canyon to Gold Hill, and I used 2 bars of battery, and that I rode it about from 45 about 40 to 47 miles an hour the whole time. It's pretty incredible.
This is a top-notch electric unicycle, guys. This thing has shined in every department and is my favorite electric unicycle. I really, really like this thing a lot. I think you will too. If you want to pick one up, the link's below, guys. Give me a little kickback at no extra cost to you and help me keep making content and keep going on great rides like this. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next one.